What's going on, everybody? I'm Marqia,
And I'm Taz.
and welcome back to Sistas Who Kill, or welcome to Sistas Who Kill for the
Yeah.
first time. You've heard us say on Sistas Who Kill that one bad mistake can change your life forever. And what sucks even more is when that bad mistake did something that you had no intention of doing.
Our players this week are Eloy Lebron, our victim, Jahria Shield, our accomplice and Marquia's cousin, and Marqia Hamilton, our murderess.
Marqia Angeli Hamilton was born on January 13th, 2002. She's from Mims, Florida. Now, I don't know much about her growing up, but I do know she's very close with her mom. Her mom loves her very much. And I do know that she has a little bit of a juvenile record for fighting. You know, couple of juvie stints. All in all, she graduated from Jones High School with hopes of going into the military the next year. She had just graduated from high school. You know, she wanted to do something with criminal justice when she went into the Army. But for now, she was just figuring her life out. She was working at Sonny's Barbecue, which I did not know originated in Florida. So shout out to Florida for having barbecue. I used to. They had these egg roll appetizers.
Okay. What's in the egg roll?
Goodness.
Okay.
It's been a minute since Sonny's, but I do like them. Anyways, at the time of this story, her license was suspended. I can't imagine my license being suspended at 18. Like, you just got that shit. You just got it.
I remember when my license was about to be suspended at like 23.
Oof. That's because you had like a million
tickets. Speeding ticket. No, what it was, I got that reckless driving for doing. Apparently, when you under 25 and you do 100 on the highway, that's automatic reckless driving. So I got pulled over doing 100 on the highway. It didn't feel like I was going 100.
Were you trying to go fast, or were you just having a lead foot?
I wasn't trying to go that fast. I was running late to work, and I was trying to get there. And the road was damn near empty, and so I was scooting along.
Yeah, and he was ready to catch
you.
Catch
me, nigga arrested me.
What?
Arrested because I was under 25. He was like, reckless driving under 25, that's an automatic arrest. He was like, can you step out the car? I said, yeah, what are we doing?
What do you do? Do you just call work and say, hey, just go?
You couldn't call work. Couldn't use my phone anymore. And I was supposed to lead a meeting at work. They were all there on a Sunday waiting for me. And I never showed because I was in jail.
That is not funny. Well, she had a suspended license at 18. My goodness. And she also had a boyfriend. She spent a lot of time at his house. She was technically living with her mom at her mom's house, but she spent a lot of time at her boyfriend's house. So here it is. It's July 23rd, 2020. She gets off of work. She goes to her boyfriend's house. She sleeps there for a little while, and then she calls her cousin. Mm-hmm. And her cousin is like, hey, I'm at McDonald's with your mom's car. You need me to pick you up? She's like, yes, I need you to come pick me up. She's like, great. You need something from McDonald's? I do also need something from McDonald's.
Her
so
McDonald's
the cousin
money.
has the McDonald's, gets something for her, and picks her up.
So her cousin was Jahria Caitlin Antoinette Shields. You like a three middle name? A double middle name?
No.
No? Feels like a lot?
It's a mouthful.
It is. Jahria Caitlin Antoinette Shields was born on January 17th of 2002. She was born in Titusville, Florida, and she too worked at Sonny's Barbecue. Now, Jaria had a boyfriend named Scotty.
I wouldn't say he's my boyfriend, but I guess you could say that.
Who's that?
Pippin.
Pippin, or is it Pimpin?
Pippin.
Pippin, like Scottie Pippen?
Pimpin.
All the same person. Pimpin, Scotty Pippin. One of them names.
And it's what? July 23rd of 2020. And Jaria ain't been feeling too well. And she found out she was, you gonna say it for him?
Pregnant.
Well, they find out they're pregnant. I don't know what type of news this is for her, if it's good news or bad news or what.
She's 17. It may be good news. It wouldn't be good news for me.
Not for me personally, but to each his own, you know?
Even at 31, I was like,
Well, Jaria's life was a little hectic this time because not only did she find out she was pregnant, but her mom is in a hospital in a coma, which is dramatic. Like,
yeah.
Her mom's in the hospital, has had 2 strokes. The girl's 17 and pregnant. Can't even talk to her mama about it because,
her mom's in the hospital.
like, it's a lot going on. Now, fun fact about Jaria is she's actually been living in London this whole time. She was there up until, like, her 10th grade year and moved back after her 10th grade year of high school. But the thing is, when she moved from London to America after high school, they wasn't trying to accept the credit. Shit. My sister couldn't transfer her credits from Knoxville, so I know they're not taking that shit from fucking London.
It's very hard to transfer your credits from one school to another, and I don't understand why it is that hard. I mean, I guess state to state because states' rights
and curriculum and everything, but
so from country to country,
you looking at some roadblocks.
Because like 9th grade year is like for some places like U.S. or Georgia history. And so you take Georgia history, and if you took Knoxville history or Tennessee history, it doesn't go together.
So she wasn't able to use her credits. And they was like, I know that, you're supposed to be in the 10th grade or whatever. But we're going to need you to do 9th grade again. Because we don't have what we need to call you a 9th grader. And Jaria said, fuck that shit. I'll drop out. I'll get my GED. I don't need this.
And I don't know if I would have done if I would have taken that choice. It sucks, but like these ain't my friends. I don't know these people for real, so you're just a year behind. Some of these kids be 4-5 years behind.
Like, but I know it's frustrating to have to, especially when you did your work and you got to take 5 years of high school. Like, you already ready to be done. You know what I mean?
Beyond ready. I heard that while she was in London, she got into a little bit of trouble. And then while she was in that trouble, I guess she got interviewed by the police, or she was involved at some point, maybe involved in a way. And how she was involved, court documents come out. He said, she said comes out, the police talk. And she said that she was talking to the police about something very serious. And then her name got kind of put into the mix, and so she was in a lot of trouble there. I don't know if people were like coming after her or they wanted her because she spoke, but she was in quite a bit of mayhem in London.
So basically, Jaria wasn't playing that shit. She's not doing it. She said, fuck it, I'll get a GED. Now, her plan was to get the GED and then get her hair license and stuff, and she wanted to start her own business doing hair.
She didn't want to work for nobody.
I feel that. I found the old project of mine from 8th grade, and I was looking at, it was a book about me. And the last sentence said, in 10 years, I will be owning my own business. I expect to be owning my own business. And I was like, hold on, let me keep reading and see if I let my younger self down. If I had to do the math, okay, if that was in 10 years from now. I started my business about 10 years from then. But it was a construction business.
Of course it was.
And she
really wanted to do construction in high school.
I was supposed to already been trained. I was supposed to already have been trained in like carpentry and masonry and roofing and all of that shit. I said the point is that I own my own business. I feel
You
satisfied.
made it. You made it.
I didn't let my younger self down. When it comes to Jaria and Marquia, Jaria was considered the troubled one. Like, Marquia mom was like, my kid good. Till she get with that one.
My
When she
sister
get with that one,
kid. Not so much.
them two together? Oh no.
Hot mess.
Oh no.
So here it is. They're riding around July 23rd, 2020. It's about 12:30 p.m. Okay, so first they go to the hospital. They find out that Jaria is pregnant with Scotty, Pimpin,
Something.
her man, has gotten her pregnant. And so they're driving. Jaria is driving. Marquia is in the passenger seat. And they're headed to go get some weed from Molly World. Have not figured out if Molly World is a person, place, or thing. But it is a proper noun.
Okay.
So...
Very clarifying.
So when they go to Molly World, their intention, we're not sure of.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what I pieced together. They see somebody on that side of town that they weren't supposed to see. They wanted to send a message to this person. This person is clutching their gun and running. So Jaria is driving. Marquia is outside of the passenger window with a gun. And she starts like hanging out the window like this and shooting up in the air.
Doing hood rat shit with her friend.
With her cousin, with her favorite cousin. And so the dude runs and he is kind of shooting back. So while he's shooting back, they bust a U-turn on the wrong street, on Thornton.
On a one-way.
On a one-way. They bust this U-turn. They almost hit a white truck. And she's still ringing out bullets. And they run off. Now, there's an aftermath to this. One of those bullets went through the window of a blue truck. The driver of the vehicle ducked. But in the passenger side was this truck driver's best friend. His name was Eloy Lebron. And after that bullet hit him, his best friend, who was driving and ducking at the same time, so he ends up crashing the car into the pole, and then he looks over and literally his best friend Eloy is next to him dead.
Eloy Andreas Lebron was born on July 22nd of 1979 in Miami, Florida. So Eloy was born to his parents, Eugenio Eloy Lebron and Cameron Velasquez, and they were both from Puerto Rico. Eloy also had another brother, Eugenio Lebron. And I'm just going to imagine that he's older because he shares the same name as his father, but he ain't a junior, don't say. Can you do will people do that? Name it after you and then forget the junior? That'd be crazy.
I didn't.
No, you did.
I put it down there. But he's not a junior because his first name is his dad's middle name.
It says Eugenio Eloy. No, his brother Eugenio.
Oh.
But maybe the middle name ain't Eloy.
Yeah, his brother must be older.
Eloy worked as a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines and moved to Florida in 2019 to live with his family because he had a really bad injury. And so he's out on July 23rd, riding with his homie. They in the truck. Now, all this happens, and his friend who's driving ducks. And he doesn't get hit, but he does crash the truck into a pole. So when the police arrive to the scene, they see this blue Toyota truck, crashed into the pole. And they look inside, and there's Eloy dead already from a gunshot wound to the head, which is probably throwing the cops off because they're thinking this truck is jammed into a pole. He must have died from the car accident. But no, there's a bullet in his head.
And his friend is able to tell them what happened. And I'm sure he's in shock. Like, my best friend is next to me.
Dead. For what? We were just driving.
Instantly.
I was driving carefully and safely.
And all of a sudden.
And all of a sudden.
His uncle truck.
You know what I mean?
I ain't trying to mess this car up.
And all of a sudden, these two girls is driving the wrong way down the one way.
And bullets are spraying. Make it make sense.
So, as friend is describing everything to the police, he's letting them know that crazy car that was driving, it was a white Saturn. That for that much he does know. In addition to friend being in a car, there's another witness on the scene who says they saw everything. So that witness was a person in a work truck. They were almost hit by the white Saturn when the white Saturn gets onto the one-way street. So the guy tells the police, I saw two people in a white Saturn make a U-turn, pull up behind a truck, and then they started shooting. He says it was two women, and the driver was wearing a white tank top. So the police are like, okay, let's see if we can get some visual on this. Let's look for some surveillance videos. And they do. And they see Marquia's white 2004 Saturn Ion, which is really her mom's car, but it's the car that Marquia be driving.
Or Marquia's sister.
Right.
Or Marquia's brother.
Or apparently Jaria.
Or Jaria. When, you know, it's not overheating. Because this is just the car her mama let them use.
Oh, Corolla.
You must know them problems. Is it your Corolla that blew up? Damn. That's
taking me back. So, with them getting the license plate in the picture, it's not hard for them to figure out who the car belongs to. Of course, it's registered to Marquia's mom. So, on July 24th, they go and they're looking for this car, and they see Marquia's mom driving the car. And they're like, excuse me, ma'am, you need to come down and talk to us. I don't know. She's like, the fuck what?
And Marquia is in the car, so I know she's like, I bet I know what the fuck for.
No, I bet Marquia ass was sitting there like,
You had to have known in your mind.
But she wasn't never gonna show it.
No, she wasn't gonna show it.
She was never gonna show it. Be like, Marquia, what the fuck you got me into? I don't know what they talking about, Ma. That's what Marquia is giving.
Yeah.
So Marquia's mom was like, all right, whatever y'all need, I'm gonna come in. And as she comes into the station, she recognizes this detective that's covering the case. And she was like, don't I know you? And she was like, me? You know me? And she was like, yeah. I remember that there was a shooting at a bar or club or something on Columbia Street. And you came to my house in the middle of the night just to check and see if we was okay. And she was like, I really appreciate that. That was so nice of you.
And the detective is like, that's right. We're friends.
So the detective was like, I just got to ask you a few questions about this thing. You know, we know each other. I'm sure we can sort things out.
You know I have your back. Always.
Yes.
I'm the police.
Serve. Protect. It's me. So she's asking about, you know, where her car had been, if her car was involved in a shooting. And all she knows is that Marquia had her car yesterday. And she know ain't no way her child
Not mine.
was driving down the wrong side of the street, poke, 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 out the window.
Not mine. Not in this vehicle.
Ain't no way.
Not that one.
Unless maybe possibly, unless she was with her cousin Jaria.
And it just so happens that yesterday she was with her cousin Jaria. And when they arrested them and brought them in for questioning, they like a fool, get down, get down, get down. We're bringing y'all down to the station. And so when they finally talked to Marquia, because this whole time they were talking to her mom, they had Marquia in another interrogation room. You know, it'd be cold in there. Always cold. And she was in there for like 4 hours before they spoke to her for the first time, which... Yes, they were talking to her mom, but they wasn't talking to her mom for 4 hours.
You know, she ain't got that much information.
She don't. I think it's like a psychological thing that they're doing. Yeah, they're trying to psych you out. And so the detective comes in and finally talks to Marquia. And Marquia is like, y'all slam me on the ground. Y'all bring me in here and then y'all have me wait for 4 hours. Like, what's up with that?
What games are we playing here?
What's up with that?
Can y'all tell me what's going on first?
You know what's going on.
I don't know what's everything going on.
You absolutely 100% do, because your entire family's been down here all day.
I seen them, but I don't know what's
Okay, your
100%
family's been down here
going on.
all day, Marquia, and we are tired.
I'm tired too. I've been here all
I
day,
know.
freezing cold.
I know, we've been up all night.
I got thrown to the ground. I want to know what's going on too.
And then they were like, well, you know why we're here. I don't know. I hear you know what you did. I ain't do nothing. Y'all tripping. I don't know what you talking about. I don't know why I'm here. So the detectives, they're like, okay, hi, so and so. I'm so and so. I'm the homicide detective. Homicide. Oh no, I don't know nothing about no homicide. I don't know nothing about nobody. The detective is like, somebody's dead. She's like, who? Who dead? And the detective's like, we'll work on that. Which I'm like, why can't you just tell me who's dead?
Because when she say who did, she gonna say, I don't know him. I ain't got no issue with him. And that's not what we're
That's
discussing.
not where we're going. Yeah. I have to admit, this detective in all interviews used a lot of tactics that we see often, like trying to get on your level and changing the story. I asked the question a couple times. This detective is very skilled. I'm not gonna
Trying to
hold you.
be relatable. I get you. I'm on your side.
She does that quite a few times.
I believe in you.
So the detective comes in, is basically like, you know why we're here. We have questions. Tell me about your day yesterday. And she goes through her day. And she talks about going to the hospital. She talks about waiting for her boyfriend. She's talking about going to Wally World, all that. You can't get in trouble for a little bit of weed. She knows she can for homicide. A little bit of weed ain't gonna,
Right.
Ain't gonna worry you.
Homicide weed. What weed?
Baby, take me for the weed. So she talks to her, and Jaria starts telling the story about yesterday. But what she says is, well, what happened was we were riding down the street headed to Molly World, because Molly World is the person, place, or thing that we are going to get weed from.
Mm-hmm.
We were headed towards Molly World, and then we see this dude that we know off of social media. We knew, and so we saw him, and I was like, oh, wow, look at him. He's running. What could he be running for? He be flexed up on social media, so I thought maybe if he's flexed up on social media, he's running. Maybe we'll catch the T. So we start following him, and next thing you know, we hear shots ring out, and this boy is running. And so I'm like, oh shit, Jaria, make a U-turn. And Jaria makes a U-turn on a one-way. We were scared. We were terrified. So we went down the wrong street the wrong way. We went down the right street the wrong way. We went down the street we shouldn't have supposed to be on. And we almost hit this truck. Yes, that white truck that you're showing me, we definitely saw that. And then we drove away. We ain't see no other truck hit no pole. We didn't shoot the guns. And the detective's like, are you sure you've never shot a gun? Never shot a gun, never held a gun, don't own a gun, don't know where to get a gun. Sorry, can't help you.
All right, so let's go back to this little incident where these gunshots were. What happened? Be a little more specific.
So
Which way did you
I
drive
wasn't
into?
driving.
Who was?
Jaria was driving.
Jaria was driving. All right, which
So-
way did she drive into the neighborhood?
I'm not familiar, okay? All I know was the slang word. So we was buying the weed from Molly World.
Which is
So-
where?
It's off Paramount. I'm not sure direction wise, but it's called Molly World. So as we turning, I guess we coming up here. As we turning, we see somebody running. So I said, "Look, Jaria, somebody's running." So we turned back around and we kept going. It was a white truck in front of us. And as we was going, I hear the gunshots, and I tell her to keep going, but she was finna hit the white truck, so she had to turn off. That's how we ended up on the one-way street.
And the detective is like, I feel like you're not telling me the truth. I'm telling you everything you need to know. I tell you everything I know. And the detective was like, we're about to take your phone, and maybe your phone will have something. And she says, what's on the phone? The detective says, well, that's the question.
That's what we're here to find out, babe.
We about to execute a search warrant, and we're gonna find out everything from that phone. She's like, okay, I don't really care. Y'all can take the phone if you want. And then the detective is like, well, you're with Jaria. Jaria over there acting like she guilty of something. Why she acting like she guilty of something if y'all ain't do nothing? She's like, Now the truth is, they ain't even talked to Jaria yet. Jaria ain't over there acting like nothing, but police can lie to you. So she's like, I don't know why Jaria acting. So they're like, all right, we think that you were there. She said, you said it's a murder, right? Y'all got fingerprints? Y'all got my fingerprints at the scene of the crime? If not, I don't know why we here. You ain't got nothing on me. And so they execute a search warrant for her phone, her electronic devices, and the car, and her mama house. And they release her.
Can you imagine being Marquia mama? At first I'm driving and I get pulled over and told that I gotta come to the station.
And police are out with the guns out because they think that they've got a murderer, right?
And I'm saying, no, not mine. And next thing I know, the police are back with a search warrant. You better tell me something. You better tell me something quick.
And so they need to talk to Jaria. And they get Jaria to come down to the station. I mean, it was crazy. They talked to everybody they could to get Jaria to get her butt down to that station.
So, Jaria comes to the station because her family. So, Jaria comes to the station because her family is texting her, hitting up Jaria, girl, you've got to go down to the station.
Her family from out of town was hitting her up. I wanted to
Like
bring
in
up
London.
out of town could be London. Out of town could just be in other states. I was about to bring up the police hitting up your uncle, but I decided to let it go.
Listen, they're like, please, Jaria, go talk to them. Go clear your name. We know you ain't do this, baby girl. You just got to go get this cleared out. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So, this lady detective, who's very skilled at her job, she starts out by saying, so your cousin wasn't exactly truthful. She kind of threw you on the bus a little bit. And Jaria, she a little nervous. But I feel like maybe a part of her and Marquia practiced and rehearsed the story they was going to tell.
I feel like they know what was
and
up.
they said to each other, they going to tell you I turned, but just know I ain't turned. And they said to the other one, yeah, and they going to tell you I turned, but just know I ain't turned. And even when they do that, that's a trick. So stick to the story.
And they pinky promised.
They pinky promise. And so she a little nervous, but she stuck to the story. And her and Marquia's story is really matching up. They don't know who did the shooting.
They just saw a boy running and was being nosy.
So Jaria, she's like, they want to play hardball with me. I'm going to play hardball back. And they talk about, oh, your cousin said this, your cousin said that. She said, I ain't here to talk about what my cousin said. I'm here to tell you what I saw. You're here for my story, right? And they was like, I mean, yeah. And so she talks about the day. Her day started. She found out she was pregnant. And they was like, so you found out you was pregnant, then you went to smoke weed. And
She was like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I guess I did.
Oops.
Yes, I did.
Oops.
Might have needed a blunt after that news, you know? And the detective, she just keeps going. Tell me who else was in the car. Your boyfriend, Marquia's boyfriend, somebody. The detective, she's like, listen, Jaria, I know your 17-year-old tail and Marquia 18-year-old tail is not driving around here firing off this gun. But she was just like, this is just not what girls do. So tell me what happened. Something is being left out this story. It's not making sense to me. I can tell. You're a good girl.
You don't want to have a baby in prison.
You don't want that. So just go ahead. Give him up. Tell us who did it. So she's standing firm, sticking to her story. You can't break her. So at the end of the interview, they do a gunshot residue test. And they wait for the results to come back. And she's released also. Now, Eloy's funeral was held on July 31st, 2020 in Kissimmee, Florida. And his family speaking out, saying we want answers. We want justice for the death of Eloy, because my man was just riding in a truck and got shot.
It don't make sense.
It don't make sense. Meanwhile, the family is speaking to these news outlets, and his cousin says, Eloy, he touched all of our hearts and our lives in a way that it's unsurpassable to amount. He wasn't just another number, somebody who succumbed to the unfortunate events that are happening in the world we live in. He was a very good person. Now, another cousin speaks out and says that everybody who knew Eloy and got to know him enjoyed being with him. He cared about his family and pretty much everybody. And we want this to stop. It's enough of what we're going through. So please, I beg of you, guys, see anything, if you know anything, you don't have to say names. All you have to do is call. Take anonymous tips.
Call
Help.
me.
They even set up a GoFundMe. to raise money for Eloy and his funeral costs, and they got $12,000.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I guess the community, because it's unfair.
It's unfair and it's unfortunate. And they're trying to figure out what's going to happen next. And then a couple months later, on September 17th, 2020, they called Marquia and they said, hey, we've had your phone for a couple months. You can come down and pick it up. And she says, cool, I'm on my way. But instead of her making it down, 10 minutes after that phone call, there was a knock on her door. It was the police. They were there to arrest her. And they brought her down to the station. And she's probably like, damn it, I'm back in here.
Because I know after 2 months, she started to feel like, I got him. You know what
Especially getting the phone call being like, oh, you can come down and pick up your phone. Okay, cool, great. Turns out you are not there yet. Oh, the detective's like, you know, me and your mom go way back, way back. And Marquia's like, okay, if you and my mom go way back, why did they arrest me like they did?
This isn't personal for any of us, and your mom and I go way back. So, you know, I told your mom when she was here a few months ago. I mean, we've been going over this for a couple of months. So, I told your mom when she was here back in July that we didn't want to see anything bad happen to you kids and you and your cousins. So
What he did was come to my mom's job
okay,
and tell her that my phone was released and I can go pick up my phone. But I told my mom, that don't sound too right or whatever. So like 10 minutes later, they come bum rush the house I was at. Let me come outside out I want. That was it.
so you felt it was a little bit of a
My thing was,
Flip the
like you
switch
said,
on
you close with my mom, right? Y'all could talk about anything.
mm-hmm.
He could have came to my mom and said, your daughter got a warrant for her arrest.
Be done with it.
And it could have been done with it.
Turn it in.
Turned it in just like that.
Mm-hmm.
They banged me on the car the first time. They come out, guns drawn the second time, embarrassing me in front of my neighbors. Why the fuck?
I can't get no respect out here.
If you are so close with my mom, why is it like this? And so the detective's like, listen, I'm so sorry that happened, but let's talk about why we're here. We know that those shots came from the passenger. You're the passenger in the car, therefore the shots came from you. And she's like, I've never pulled a trigger in a day in my life.
This family is desperate. They need answers. They want to know what happened.
I understand, but it's like y'all want me to admit to something that I don't know. I told y'all what I know. I told y'all what I was doing over there. I should never been over there. I already told y'all. It's like y'all want me to just say I was shooting, which I was not shooting. I never pulled a trigger in a day of my life.
And so Marquia is like, do you have the evidence? And the detective's like, yes, we have the evidence. I mean, it can all come out later. And the detective is like, I argue back and forth with the other detective because I wanted to tell him, there's no way. I know these girls. I go way back with her mom. There's no way that these girls did. Are you a cold-blooded?
She be like, me and her mama grew up together.
You knocked on my mama's house one time. And now y'all best friends. You just using that.
Okay. And you know, and I don't know that Detective Overfield agrees with me on this, but you know, I looked at you and said, I know you didn't.
Of course, you said I didn't.
And I looked at Jaria and I said, I know you didn't.
And then Marquia's like, y'all got something on me? Like, y'all got a gun? She's like, we do. We know exactly what gun it was. We know. She's like, you got evidence? You got fingerprints? We do. Can I see them? You'll see them in court. A jury will see them. Don't you worry about that. And so then they're talking about the car, and Marquia makes a mistake.
Let me tell you something. My thing is, I wouldn't put my hand out to know. I wouldn't put my hand out to shoot nothing. This gonna identify me off real. I got a tattoo that's gonna identify. Either way it goes. If I shot my hand this way or through the passenger, I got something that's gonna identify, and I cannot deny these tattoos.
When did you get those?
I had got this like a few weeks ago, I think. But, you know what I'm saying?
You didn't have them before.
No, but this right here would identify.
But you didn't have them before.
I had this one before, yes.
Not when you stuck that one out the window
I didn't
over the
have-
hood of the car. You did not have that.
I did not have this one, no.
Correct.
They always think they're so smart until they're not.
So for those of y'all that are listening and not watching, in that clip, when she says, where did you get those tattoos? She's like, I got these. And then she gives like a slight smile like she got caught. Like, you got caught because you did not have those tattoos. You only got those tattoos 2 weeks ago. And then trying to use the tattoos as a reason to say, oh, I didn't come out. And the way that she was like, I would have shot like this is actually the way that they saw the way that the witnesses saw the shooting happening with her waving the gun kind of in the air.
And it was weird because it was like, it was given like, this is probably the hand that she would have shot out of. But she shot with the opposite hand.
Correct.
Which puts her on the passenger side of the car shooting out the passenger window instead of like this.
Right, because you wouldn't shoot over your cousin. That's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And so she doesn't even know that she told on herself. So the detective is literally like, well, I think we've solved our case.
I think we've solved our case. I think we're pretty much at a point where we're going to present it to a jury and it's going to happen. I mean, there's nothing left to do.
I think it's over. I think we got
She
it.
said that was it. When you hit that right there,
The detective literally was like, we can actually wrap this up.
if you're done, we're done. We can all go home.
I'm so sleepy. I can go to bed right now.
I lost the bet, but the case is closed.
Right, the detective was like, I said it wasn't y'all, but I think we have the answer. And the detective kept asking her. She was like, is there anything like this guy that y'all were chasing? Did he assault y'all? Did y'all have any beef
She's
with
like,
him?
y'all gotta give me something. She said, it's still maybe a way I can keep my money.
And then she's like, I'm just gonna have to apologize to your mom because I can't believe this.
And then she said, as a matter of fact, I ain't got nothing to apologize because I gave you a chance.
I tried my best.
I'm happy to tell your mom that I did my job and you put yourself in this
You messed
position.
up. And I just like, and Marquia, you can see the moment that she catches herself because she's like, ah. And it's like, yeah, girl. And she tried to recover.
And she was like, because I wouldn't do that because these tattoos would give me away. And the detective kept saying, nah, but see, your new tattoos. So if you did that with your new tattoos, they didn't exist then. So it's not. She was like, yeah, but this is an identifying mark.
And she's like, girl, yeah, it would have been if they existed a couple months ago.
But they didn't. She said, before you start trying to pull some bullshit on me, I got tattoos. I know that's fresh ink. I know how this goes.
And Marquia's like, y'all trying to get me to admit something? Because I ain't admitting shit. Y'all got a gun? All right. You know what? I'm ready to go. We can actually shut this down. I'm ready to go. And she's like, okay, we can shut it down. The time of the interview concluding is this. We actually still have this warrant for your arrest. See you later, alligator.
Me, I'm going home. Don't know where you're going. I know exactly where you're going tonight.
I know exactly where you're going tonight.
I'm going
Cold
home.
ham sandwich for you.
I'm telling you.
So that night, Marquia was arrested and they picked up Jaria as well.
So a warrant is issued for Marquia and Jaria for manslaughter with the firearm. They're arrested, they're charged, and Jaria bonds out.
She was charged as a minor, Jaria.
Marquia, not so much. She ain't had no bond. She's in there. I'm talking about in it. Now.
Isn't that how it goes? Isn't that what the young kids do? In the jail, eating that porridge.
Now, it's October of 2023. Y'all, they killed this man in 2020. It's October of 2023. And Marquia is like, just let it be over, Lord. Put thee behind me. And so she has this attorney, Jerry Jenkins, public defender, but he's doing his job, okay? And he's like, listen, I'm going to make this real simple for you.
Best you can do.
You're young. They're giving you opportunity to put a no-lo on the table. No-lo is not guilty. It ain't innocent, but it ain't guilty. And you have one time to play this card. This might be that time.
What you gonna do?
I'd rather you steal something and face that shit
I mean, the choice is yours.
than try and fight any type of murder charge, manslaughter, whatever. You have this card.
Because if we take it to trial,
Oh, buddy. So Marquia says, I'm going to listen to my public defender. And I'm going to go with the no-lo on both counts. And Jaria's attorney, Curtis Mendenhall, gives her the same options. I'm going to put it real plain for you. We got this thing called a no-lo. And Jaria said that's what I need. Get me out of here. So both Jaria and Marquia were sentenced to 5 years in prison, but for both of the counts, and it was set to run concurrently. And for Marquia, because remember, Jaria's a minor, so she's got a better deal in this whole thing. But for Marquia, after her 5 years is up, then she's gonna do 1 year probation.
Still
It's
not
just
bad.
1 year.
Still not bad.
It's gonna fly.
Don't smoke no more weed, girl, for that 1 year.
You know.
And then you can have your blunt to celebrate.
Now Jaria, she got sentenced as a youthful offender, but pretty much got the same thing, just without the extra year. And so Marquia is set to be released on July 3rd of 2028. We are on the cusp.
Mm-hmm.
You almost free, girl.
It just happened. Yep, it's just going to happen.
And Jaria is set to be released on July 9th of 2028. So very close. They're coming home low-key together.
Yeah, very much so. Now, Marquia is still very active online. She posts on Facebook, or at least somebody posts for her. And she's always, hashtag free me on her Facebook. She also is looking for pen pals. If you are interested in that, she advertised them on the Facebook.
I'm going to start writing these girls. If I'm going to stop, I'm going to ghost you.
And they going to come for you when she comes out in 2020 or wherever they come out.
I got your letter here somewhere. Hold on. Let me find it.
Right. She's located at the Lowell Correctional Institution in Ocala. And if you want to talk to her, she's on Pen Pals for Prisoners. And that is the story of Marqia Hamilton. All right, y'all. It's time for...
Well, I'm not black. I'm OJ.
I ain't do it, but if I did, this is how I would have got away with it.
Why we doing hood rat shit? Because what?
There's something that dude that was running did to them.
Because otherwise you was minding somebody else's business. I ain't do
Correct.
it, but if I did, I'm going to mind the business that pays me. Okay?
So the only place you should be at Sonny's Barbecue.
You should have got your blunt and you should have went the fuck home.
Exactly. Because you had to work in a couple hours. You did go to work later. So you should have been home. I ain't do it, but if I did, if you're going to get a tattoo and try to use it in your store, you need to get that tattoo immediately.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I mean, as soon as that initial interview was over, because it would have been a couple months old, it wouldn't have been as fresh. Maybe you could have got away with it. Immediately. She had a peeling tattoo talking about it was peeling 2 months ago too. No, girl. No.
You can swim now and everything, girl. Stop it. I ain't do it. But if I did, girl, how many times you gonna fire this shit doing warning shots?
She was just blah, 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 blah. Some people don't care. It's no gun etiquette.
Every time.
It's just
Every
shooting.
time he sees, I didn't mean to. You're not practicing gun etiquette.
It's you're not being safe. It's not like you did something and it was an
Where
accident.
the fuck she even get the gun from?
Don't know. Maybe one of their boyfriends. And I think that's why the detectives was really trying to get them to say something about their boyfriends, but neither one of them would. I think it's probably one of their boyfriend's guns.
They definitely did a good job.
One of my best interrogations I've had the pleasure of watching. And I know that sounds like, oh, you're romanticizing true crime, but we listen to a lot of interrogations. And we always talk about where people fucked up. Those girls were 10 toes down.
They was riding for it. And you know what I think it takes? It takes a certain level of trust.
Yeah.
Because I think had they been in there with they niggas, I don't know if they would have been so solid, honestly.
That's a good point.
Or even a friend they had a couple of years, but they cousin, they riding.
They know what's up. They know exactly what's
My
up.
cousin say to me, you rocking, I'm rolling. Girl, So once they knew that they was here, they said, trust the process.
And they really did. 5 years ain't bad.
It ain't bad at all.
It ain't bad at all. They would have gotten, I feel like they would have gotten more even if they did we were shooting out the window. Oh my gosh, we didn't even know who this guy was. He just happened to catch a stray. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. I think they still would have gotten more. And then you would have, we so sorry'd for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess they said we ain't saying sorry for shit, which is not right. But a NOLO is, they got easy peasy.
It's sweet. It's a sweet fucking deal.
Mm-hmm.
You should have jumped. If they'd have passed up that no-low, they'd have been stupid. And that would have been where they fucked up for real, for real.
Yep. I ain't do it, but if I did, you just found out you were pregnant. You just found out your cousin was pregnant. Y'all need to go home. Just go sit on it for a second.
Sit on it for a second. Y'all need to be discussing Jaria's next move.
Yeah, y'all can't go get a drink because Jaria is too young and pregnant. You shouldn't be going to get a blunt because she's pregnant. Yeah, I ain't do it, but if I did, you gotta drive correctly when you're doing reckless shit.
With your friends.
You gotta drive correct. You gotta be on the right street. You gotta be going the right way so that you at least can get in trouble for one thing. You might not have gotten caught for bullets in the air if nobody got hit, but because you were on the wrong street and you was spraying bullets willy-nilly and you hit somebody, now look at you.
You just put me on the one. I ain't do it, but if I did, don't do drive-bys in a place you don't know. You gotta know the roads so you know where to veer off.
Because it wasn't they hood, according
That's
to
what they
the
kept saying.
detective.
We not from around here. I don't know
We
which
on the
street
other
was
side of
where.
town,
Nah, you gotta know the escape route if you plan on doing this shit. Cause you gotta get out fast, and you driving down the wrong side of the road is drawing a lot of attention.
And if it's the ops territory, you better get you a Google Maps, a paper maps, an atlas, and know where the side streets are so you know exactly where to go and what to do at all times.
Mm-hmm. I think that's about it.
That's it for me. Parole or no parole.
They only got 5 years.
2028, girl, you are good to go.
You only got 5 years, girl.
You
Do your
got 5 years
probation.
per charge. You are good to go.
You will be fine.
1 year probation. They've got plenty of life.
Like it.
Plenty of life.
Come on. Just make good decisions when you get out, please. You are young.
You can't go into the military after this, but you can still do something.
You can start a podcast.
Good money here. All right. That's the end of the show. We did it.
Did it.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I don't think y'all understand how many hours went into this. To this right here, this moment. Oh.
Don't make me cry.
Like even today alone.
I got to get back to my baby. Yeah, it was a great day. We welcome. I hope you enjoy. I hope you like what you see, and it'll be growing and developing. For those of y'all listening to us audio only, we still love y'all. Stick there, or you can come to YouTube, whichever you want to do. We're here.
Do both.
We're around.
We'll take both the streams.
We'll be around. You know what I'm saying? All right. So if you want to keep up with us, you can. You can follow us on our personal accounts. At me at Marqia_the Magnificent.
And me _, and I'm Taz.
You can also follow the podcast if you want to get pictures, updates, and just see what we're doing. Sistas Who Kill, Sistas Who Kill Pod, Sistas Who Kill Podcast, YouTube, Sistas Who Kill Podcast on YouTube.
We're
Hey,
here.
y'all. Patreon.com/Sistas Who Kill. You can also get merch. So if you are pregnant, you can get yourself merch, or if you've already had your baby, you can get them a onesie, or a little bit for everybody in between.
It's a great baby shower gift.
Shop sistaswhokill.com. Make sure that you're keeping up with us so that you can see all the wonderful things that we're doing. Anything else, friend?
Talk to us, we talk back.